It wasn't just the workers working on the assembly line and then they go home. It was the corporate workers working the assembly line, and when they go home, they live IBM. They still dress that way, they think that way, they play golf at the IBM facility, they enjoy each other's companies, they have the dinners, you have the IBM orchestra, you have the IBM Glee Club, the choir, you have the IBM songs, which is, ever onward. They create this whole culture that is the IBM world. Watson never really had a house here. He didn't build a big mansion. His base of operations and his home operations were New York and New Jersey. But I think he always saw the IBM homestead as a base of operation. The house itself was built for a financier, a creditor with Henry B. Endicott. And then when Endicott died, he had to move away, and it was owned by a fraternal group for a couple of years, and then IBM bought it as a base of operation, a place where Watson and Mrs. Watson could stay. They could have their artwork there if they wanted to, but it was also a base of operations for management meetings, for sales meetings, and for tent city. If Watson's ghost, his spirit is, and it's still felt around this community, but I think the one place I would think his spirit, his ghost, is still hovering around is the IBM homestead.
I admit it was quite spooky sleeping in the same bedroom as Thomas Watson, who I know was in this bedroom at the very time in the 30s when he was collaborating with the Third Reich on a day-to-day basis involving the conquest of Europe and the destruction of the Jews. IBM was a cultic company. We have two individuals. We have Adolf Hitler, who is known as Der Führer, which in German means the leader. And we have Thomas Watson, who in America was also called the leader. The Nazis wore brown, the IBMers wore blue. Hundreds of thousands massed for the Nazi rallies. Thousands massed, tens of thousands massed, right here in Binghamton for these IBM rallies. They followed their fearless leader in both cases. These were cultic corporations. And we always made it clear what IBM knew and didn't know when they were undertaking their collusion with the Third Reich. I can tell you this, the Holocaust that we know, the astronomical Holocaust, this is the IBM Hollerith Holocaust. Without IBM organizing the names, organizing the trains, organizing the banks, organizing the death camps, the numbers would have been vastly different. For heaven's sakes, there was an IBM customer site in every concentration camp. The Auschwitz tattoo itself began as an IBM number. IBM is completely willing to see people die as a byproduct of its commerce. Why did they do it? It was never about the anti-Semitism. It was never about the National Socialism. It was always about the money.